It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
Joining us now to take the Conduit quiz, we have good friend Mr. Hunter Rivett is back with us. Hunter, good morning.
Good morning.
So the quiz that we're going to be taking has to do with the term lobbyist. Most people have a general idea what that means. To many, it means someone who advocates for a special interest, such as a corporation, school, or government entity. There are some organizations such as the Municipal League and the Association of Arkansas Counties whose mission it is to lobby and work for the best interests of the governments in cities and counties, even when those conflict with the best interest of the taxpayers. So we will be exploring that in this week's Conduit quiz. So you want to stay tuned for that. Okay, so Hunter Rivett, you've already said that you're doing good this morning, and so I appreciate that. But I hope you're still going to be doing good after we see how you score on this quiz.
We'll see. You know, this is a finals week for me, and I've been doing fine. This might be a final I bomb, though.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, I hope not.
We'll
Okay. Question number one. Let's see what we got here. Question number one. Which of the following would qualify a person as a lobbyist and require them to register with the Arkansas Ethics Commission? If you receive income or reimbursement in a combined amount of $400 or more in a calendar quarter for lobbying activities, if the lobbyist expends $400 per or more in a calendar quarter for lobbying activities, or expends $400 or more in a calendar quarter, including postage, for the express purpose of soliciting others to communicate with any public servant to influence any legislation action or administration action of one or more governmental bodies, or any of the above or none of the above. Hunter, which one do you think it is?
Okay. Okay. All of those sound good.
Yeah.
I don't think anything was said that is not true. I'm going to say any.
All right. So you're marking any of the above.
Yeah, any of the above.
Taking that down. Question number two. What must a person disclose when they register as a lobbyist? The name, the name, address, and telephone number of the lobbyist, the types of public servants being lobbied, the name, addresses, and telephone number of the lobbyist clients or employer, the type of business entity which is the lobbyist client or employer, or all of the above or none of the above.
Okay. I need to text my good friend James Sturge and see if he can see it. But I think...
That's a low blow right there.
I think all of those, of course, the address is questionable to some. I'm going to say all of those.
Okay. All of the above. Going with all of the above again. Question number three. What is the penalty for a person if they fail to register as a lobbyist as required? Is it a...
Re-elect.
Is it a fine of not less than $50 and not more than $2,000? Is it a term of imprisonment of between 3 and 6 months, or is there no penalty?
I want to say no. You know what? I think it's a slap on the hand. It's a fine or jail time. So let's just go fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Going with a fine of not less than $50, but not more than $2,000. All right. Question number 4. Does a person have to register as a lobbyist if they are employed by a government entity and lobby on behalf of that entity, such as a school or state agency? No.
No, they don't.
Okay, so you're going with no. So the two.
I know they don't.
Okay, so no, generally government lobbyists do not have to register as a lobbyist and are not considered lobbyists. Now, that's interesting. I want to talk a little bit about that in a second. Question number 5. May a registered lobbyist give legislators a gift, including an advance or a loan? No. Lobbyists are prohibited from giving gifts to legislators, including advances or loans. However, there are 14 exceptions to what a gift is defined as. Or yes, lobbyists may give unlimited gifts, including loans, to legislators.
So the first choice, no, said there's 14 exceptions?
Yeah, it says there are 14 exceptions in that answer.
Okay, that sounds like the Arkansas way to do it.
Okay.
So let's go with 14 14 exceptions.
Okay. All right. I can sense your pessimism, Hunter. So he's going with no on question number 5, but there are 14 exceptions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically.
Question number 6. What is the penalty if it is discovered a lobbyist gave a gift to a legislator? Is it effectively none, as the legislator has 30 days from being caught to either return the gift or pay the value of the gift back to the lobbyist? Or is it the legislator may no longer serve in office?
Oh, it's definitely not expulsion, so it has to be repay the fine.
Okay. And you've got...
I mean, you have to be Hitler himself to be expelled, so...
Yeah. So, effectively none. The legislator has 30 days from being caught. So, basically, it's like, I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've tried that before, and it never worked for me. I just had to off.
Question 7. What must a lobbyist disclose under periodic lobbyist activity reports? Expenditures of their clients for lobbying activities such as food, lodging, and travel. Or is it special events, including the cost of those government bodies / group of public servants who were invited to the special event? Or is it any gifts or loans to legislators, all of the above or none of the above?
What was the first one?
Expenditures of their clients for lobbying activities such as food, lodging, and travel.
Okay, I'm going to say the first one. Expenditures for food, lodging, and travel.
Okay. That would be all that they have to disclose. All right. Question number 8. Are all the lobbyist registrations and reports publicly available? Yes, they are through the Secretary of State's website. No, only the governor and legislators appointed by the Speaker and President Pro Tem may view the reports.
As much as leadership would like to control that in their great attempt to root out corruption, I think everyone can look at them. So yes.
Okay, so going with yes on that one. And question 9, how many registered lobbyists / lobbyist firms are there in Arkansas for 2018? Is it 57, 129, or 311?
311, the biggest one.
Going with the highest one, 311. Question 10, may lobbyists have special events such as dinners, breakfasts, and lunches for legislators? There's actually only one answer here, so we're going to go ahead and fill it in for you. The answer is yes, if they invite the entire legislative body or a full committee. However, legislators are still able to pocket their per diem checks for food while getting free meals from lobbyists.
What? Oh.
Yeah, so there wasn't even another answer on that one. Okay, so we've got your answers here, and Joe is going to submit them. Yeah, Hunter, what town are you from? We're going to put that in here. We're doing a quiz for you. Are you from Russellville? Go ahead.
Eureka Springs.
Eureka Springs. Okay. That'd be Reka, I believe. There you go. All right, so Eureka Springs, and then he's going to hit OK, and then we're going to get your results.
Okay, let's see. It's because I actually took this yesterday, so if I did any worse, that's not good.
You got a 90. You got 9 out of 10.
But did I miss the very last one?
Let me see. What did you miss?
For me?
Okay, so question 7, you marked A, or expenditures for their clients. The question was, what must a lobbyist disclose under periodic lobbyist activity reports? And so you marked expenditures of their clients. Apparently was all of the above. So it was expenditures of their clients, special events including the cost, and any gifts or loans to legislators. So they're supposed to disclose all of that stuff. See, but it's ridiculous because if they get caught, Hunter, they have 30 days to correct, their activity that was wrong, illegal, or unethical, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So anyway, it's interesting. So what was your thought, Hunter? I mean, in taking this quiz, what's your general thought on lobbyists here in Arkansas?
Well, from the questions about the statutes, it seems they're awfully convoluted. There's restrictions on gifting, but if you break that, then you have 30 days to make it up. like I said, really, really nice, a really lax environment there. Like I said, I'm going to head there in a couple of weeks because I need to get a new Jeep, and I'm going to get a loan from the Legislator Bank.
Yes.
I hear that's the best place to get a loan. So
it certainly is. It certainly is. If you need fast cash now, then they have a program. They definitely have a program for you down there. But what I really found was interesting here that I wanted to talk about was, you have lobbyist Bruce Hawkins that loaned convicted felon Jake Files $30,000, and they did not report this loan up until he paid it back. And I think he paid it back, and when he paid it back, then it showed up that it had happened, some time ago.
Right.
As if that's going to make it okay. But, the interesting thing here is, how many, if you have somebody like Bruce Hawkins that did that, or you have somebody like David Norsworthy who gave him $80,000, we would love to know that stuff real time and love for there to be actual teeth in the penalty as a penalty if it happens, so that we might, as voters or members of the media, be able to maybe think that there's maybe some other reason why you're supporting a particular bill or issue. Maybe it's not just about, well, the people sent me here to do this. Maybe it has something to do with the money that you're getting on the side.
That's actually more likely the case.
Yeah, it's just really frustrating. But, these questions are meant to educate people, on this whole process. And, right there at the question number 10 there, may lobbyists have special events such as dinners, breakfasts, and lunches for legislators? They tried to claim, back before convicted felon John Woods wrote his issue 3, they said that this was a big problem because you were able to do this and lobbyists could take people out to dinner and stuff. And now, of course, we're supposed to believe that doesn't happen anymore, but they get around it by inviting everybody. So lobbyists can throw parties as long as they invite everybody.
It's just like whenever you're in elementary school and they say you have to invite everyone to your birthday party, even though you don't want everyone there.
Right. That's exactly right. But that's how they're still able to spend all of this money. And really, there is, and Conduit has written about this many times, once you get elected to the State House, once you get elected, to the Senate, there is an indoctrination process that goes on where you are, being cooked for, catered for. They want these legislators to know, who the kingmakers really are, and it's the special interests down there. And the biggest thing in this, Hunter, and I'll get you to respond to it, the fact that these government lobbyists don't have to register as lobbyists, that is the biggest shocker of all. The biggest lobby down there is actually the government lobbying for their own agencies.
I think I was going to say this is the most surprising facet of this to just the layperson, that government agencies actually have their own lobbyists, and then upon that they don't even have to register, which is so surprising and so very sad.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people who are totally surprised that these certain agencies, quote, independent executive agencies, they actually have people lobbying for them on their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sad.
Hunter Rivett, it's always great to have you on the program, sir. Merry Christmas to you, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Oh, okay, talk to you later. Thank you.
All righty, folks. We're going to take a break, going to reset.